And the winner is, the students have voted, and we now know what the mascot and who the mascot will be for the McAdoo-Calares Elementary Middle School. We'll tell you the winning choice coming up right now, live at 5:30.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, we'll get to news from the McAdoo School in just a bit, but first, the entire Hazleton area high school campus put on lockdown and restrictive movement Wednesday morning after bullets were found inside one of the 3 buildings. News 13 stopping by the campus this afternoon, where we learned a cleaning lady found the .22 caliber ammunition in a bathroom inside the 9th grade center after students were dismissed from school Tuesday. State police were immediately called and conducted what was, we're told, a routine drill during school hours Wednesday. The buildings were searched. News 13 talked with Superintendent of the Hazleton Area School District, Dr. Francis Antonelli.
Correct, and this is something we do on a regular basis. We have a rather intricate emergency and crisis management plan in place, and we do drill our procedures on a regular basis so that everyone is fully aware of what to do and when to do it. Again, we put the measures in place for today with metal detectors, and all students and parents need to know this, the community needs to know, all students and staff were safe and secure throughout the course of this day at all times. As I said before, Jasmine, schools are merely a reflection of the communities that they serve. And the Hazleton Area School District is no different. It is a challenge, but again, we have a tremendous staff here, an administrative staff, teaching staff, and a security staff that again ensures that all our students and staff are safe each and every day in all our buildings.
Antonelli said no weapons were found and that students had already been dismissed when the ammunition was located Tuesday. State police will continue to investigate the incident here at the Hazleton Area 9th grade center and try to determine who brought the bullets to school. Investigators say she shook her 5-month-old baby so hard, causing severe head trauma. The infant also suffered broken bones. 22-year-old Andrea Vargas remains locked up, facing serious charges of child abuse. She was in county court today, where some were expecting a possible guilty plea. Instead, Vargas asked the judge for a new attorney, claiming the public defender assigned to her is not doing his job. She sent a letter to the judge before today's hearing asking for the change in counsel. Vargas appeared before Judge Dave Lupus this afternoon, where she was granted some time to get a new lawyer. She said in court today that, quote, "It was an accident, what happened to her baby." Vargas is set to be back in court on April 27th. It was just over a year ago when police were called to Vargas's apartment in West Hazleton, where they found 5-month-old Nezaeh unresponsive. The child was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, where doctors said they found the baby's brain was bleeding and his skull, ribs, arms, and legs were fractured. Vargas at first made excuses for the child's injuries, but after a while she admitted to shaking Nezaeh on more than one occasion because he would not stop crying. Today we learned that the baby remains in a pediatric nursing home and his condition has not changed. A man was taken to the hospital Tuesday evening after being hit by a minivan while riding his ATV along a city street. News 13 there at the corner of 2nd and Arthur Streets in the city of Hazleton around 7, just minutes after a white minivan collided with at least one of 2 ATVs riding in that area. Now, the minivan's side window was smashed and the side door dented. After the crash happened, a witness tells News 13 the van pulled over and then everyone inside took off on foot.
I was in my kitchen window right up there and I heard a bang, and then when I looked out the window I saw his helmet bounce by, so I assumed there was an accident, ran outside and saw him laying in the middle of the road. The other car instantly pulled over, and then as it pulled over it started to move up again, so I ran after it to get its plates and it parked right up there and then they ran.
Now, we are still awaiting more information from police, but we do know they're still on the hunt for the people who fled from that van. If you have any information, make sure you call police right away. No word on the condition of the man from the ATV. Police say a man from Schuylkill County tried having sex with an underage girl and had drugs. The Tamaqua man, Brian Woods, who was already on probation, is now in more trouble for propositioning a minor to have sex and smoke marijuana with him while he was drunk. Police said they were called to the area of West Rose Street on the night of March 2nd for an intoxicated male, about 50 years old, propositioning a girl after hugging and kissing her. When questioned, that girl admitted that the incident did indeed happen. This next story is disturbing. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, a Hazleton man faces charges for allegedly hitting a 95-year-old man in a grocery store parking lot. 44-year-old Albert Contini Jr. is said to have pushed the man in the parking lot of Boyer's Food Mart on 15th Street, causing that man to fall to the ground. The victim told police he was backing into a parking space and got out of his car to make sure he didn't hit a vehicle behind him. The man walked to Contini's vehicle when Contini began screaming at him and then eventually pushed him. All right, a Hazleton tradition for years now comes to an end. Why New Year's will never be the same here in the city next. Plus, we'll head over to the west side where Jasmine Brooks met with some students who have been researching a lot of important people lately. They'll show off their most recent projects next. A man threatening to hurt a woman with a knife is in jail tonight. Hazleton police say 27-year-old Michael Earhart of Hazleton had a knife and was reportedly going to use it on a 47-year-old female in the area of 11th and Alter Streets in the city Tuesday. While police were on their way to the call, they learned Earhart fled the scene, but officers quickly found him near 15th Street and Emerald Court. The victim, who is from Sugarloaf Township, we're told, was not hurt. It's the end of the road for Hazleton's New Year's Eve celebration. Welcoming in 2012 was the last night for first night. For 11 years, families have filled the streets of downtown Hazleton on New Year's Eve to celebrate with live entertainment, ice sculptures, horse and carriage rides, and fireworks. A lot of the work that went into planning the family-friendly alcohol-free celebration was done by the City of Hazleton's Economic Development Officer, Lena Katansky, but her position has been cut. Federal funding cuts have forced Katansky's departure, also bringing her job of securing city loans to an end. Today was her last day on the job in the city. We spoke with her Tuesday night during a private meeting of the now former First Night Hazleton Planning Committee. She's very sad to see the event come to an end.
I have very mixed emotions. It's been a huge part of my life for the past 11 years. My son grew up through the whole First Night process, and it's a hard thing to see. It's a hard thing to see end. So, I would like to say a huge thank you to all of our sponsors and all of the people who have volunteered for us in any way throughout the years.
For now, Katansky says she doesn't know of any other events being planned to take the place of First Night Hazleton for New Year's. According to today's edition of the Standard Speaker, Hazleton Mayor Joe Yanuzzi said the First Night program has either broke even or lost money on every occasion except for last year's event, and he blamed much of the failure on weather conditions. The mayor said the city cannot afford to do it anymore. Many city workers, such as police officers, firefighters, and those from the Public Works Department were used for the event, but were paid for by the city, not with First Night funds. Well, the weather was pretty perfect with blue skies and the sun shining as we are officially halfway through the work week and only a few days from Peter Cottontail hitting the bunny trail. This creative condition from James Wright in Miss Walker's class at the Hazleton Elementary Middle School sure depicts the day today. Sun, birds in the air, flowers, and people enjoying the weather. Thanks to James for sharing his artwork with us. James, you can pick up your movie pass for Regal Cinemas here at News 13. We'll check out your forecast for the rest of tonight, where we see the temp dipping down to 34 degrees. We're actually under a freeze warning tonight, so protect those plants if you have any out there. Partly cloudy skies will take us through the evening, and we will see the wind picking up a little bit of speed overnight. Here's your 4-day outlook. 45 will be our high on Thursday with sunny skies. We're going to dip to 31 on Thursday night. Friday, Saturday, 49 Friday, up to 58 on your Saturday, and we're going to get up to 62 for your Easter Sunday. So it's looking like a great weekend to celebrate such an important holiday. Your forecast tonight brought to you by the Lazy Dog Salon, Dog and Cat Grooming, North Broad Street, West Hazelton. 459-0310 is the number to call to make an appointment for your furry friend today. And also, Yevik's Detail Plus Auto Center. Now is the best time to give your car a good bath. They're located at 11th Street and North Church Street between Laurel and Church Streets. Make sure you make an appointment by calling 450-0959 or 956-0251. And while the weather is quite nice for all of us, the dry conditions mean a red flag warning is in effect through tonight for all of eastern Pennsylvania, including Luzerne, Schuylkill, and Carbon counties. Current conditions bring a potential threat of rapidly spreading forest fires. The National Weather Service issued the warning based on the lack of rain, warmer air, and high winds. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires, so make sure you play it safe with no open burning. And coming up on News 13, Freddie B's in with some sports action. You definitely won't want to miss it. Plus, the results are in. The official mascot for the McAdoo-Calares Elementary Middle School is... well, you'll have to stick around to find out. Stay with us. Well, how would you choose whose picture makes the front of the Wheaties cereal box? 5th grade students from West Hazelton Elementary Middle School just did that. For this week's District Newsmaker Hour, Jasmine Brooks heads over to the West Side to meet up with the language arts class and check out their creations. Jasmine?
For this week's District Newsmaker, I am here at the West Hazelton Elementary Middle School with some 5th grade language arts students. They have been studying presidents and important, famous African Americans, and they're doing a great job. Beautiful Wheaties boxes they have made, and they're going to tell us a little bit about this project and research they have been doing. So they have prepared something quite interesting, so take a listen.
We have been studying African American people, and this project was designed to help us meet the Pennsylvania academic standards for reading, writing, listening, and speaking. These projects were marked to celebrate African American Month and President's Day that we celebrate in February.
Awesome.
Throughout working on this project, we learned to use and research information and analyze and evaluate data, and we learned about the outstanding work of the diverse Americans throughout our history.
While researching, we also learned how to locate material, separate fact and opinion, and separate things by diversity on its importance.
We researched outstanding African Americans and presidents and designed cereal boxes featuring our heroes from the past and present. On the front of the box, it features our hero, while the back of the box features their life summary.
We created a timeline indicating the milestones of heroes and their lives on one side, and on the other opinions, and then we shared them with our class.
The project helped us meet the standards, including research and reading critically, and also helped us appreciating the outstanding contributes possible in our diverse nation.
These serve as visual reminders that our country's greatness depends on the efforts of all its citizens, many of whom grew up facing the same obstacles, but recognizing the same opportunities made possible through a dream and hard work.
Well, wonderful job, guys. Now, I want to take a look at some of these boxes. So, what do we got going on here? Who is this?
This is Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd president.
And why did you pick him?
Because he was a very good president and he did many things for our country.
All right, so there we have a president. Now, who is this right here?
This is Condoleezza Rice. She was the Secretary of State for George Bush.
All right, let's check out one more. Who do you have here? Oh, okay, I know him.
This is Barack Obama. He is an African-American president, the first African-American president. And I did it on him because he inspired me, because he showed me that it doesn't matter what your race is, you can still do whatever you want to do.
Perfect. All right, well, good job, guys. The boxes look absolutely wonderful. So for this week's District Newsmaker, I'm Jasmine Brooks, and I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Jasmine, thanks so much. Finally tonight, live at 5:30, the results are in. Will it be the Mustangs, the Bears, the Maroons, or the Marauders? Well, drum roll please. After adding up all the ballots, the winner is the Mustangs. About 250 students from McAdoo Clare School voted Tuesday, plus an additional 50 students from 7th and 8th grades who will be joining the school next year. Construction's wrapping up on transforming the school into an elementary middle school. The mascot was added to the school because of the addition of 7th and 8th grade students, making the school part of the PIAA sports. After some controversy over the nickname and mascot, the school board decided it was only fair to let the students themselves make the choice. And again, the school will now be known as the Mustangs. The school colors will be maroon and white to honor the tradition from the previous McAdoo High School. That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or just simply go to News 13's website, ssptv.com, where you will find everything Hazleton and beyond. It's all just a click away. On behalf of all of us here at News 13, be safe. We'll see you back here on Thursday. Good night.